There's a lot of reasons why shrimp can die, and what we have done in this video is we run through all the possible reasons and we compile them in a very quick problem solution manner so you can quickly identify what could be the mistake and how we can avoid that in the future. Number 1. You didn't acclimate your shrimp. Now, if you throw a shrimp directly into a tank, that's like having your shrimp doing ice bucket challenge. Except, it is such a big shock to the shrimp's body that probably it felt more like molten lava instead of ice. Basically, the shrimp gets so shocked that it couldn't handle that stress and it dies that way. Solution-wise is we need to acclimate our shrimp. Number 2. Your shrimp could already be stressed in its delivery or in the previous environment. If you have a new shrimp in which you already acclimate it, take care of your water parameter and yet it still died, it may just not be your fault. Sometimes long hour of transportation, different environment, or just the temperature change in the transportation actually affect the shrimp. So yeah, we kinda need to take care of it like a baby panda. The solution is just changing where you get your shrimp from. Number 3. Ammonia, nitrate, nitrite poisoning. Basically, poop become too toxic in the tank. Solution? Cycle your tank, ensure your plant has minimal dead plants and dead food pellets, and possibly just change your water. Number 4. Copper, lead and other toxic metal. If you have too much of these heavy metal particles in your water, that's like water poison. It is harmless for human but deadly for shrimp. And this heavy metal may come in a variety of ways. It can be certain fertilizer or some soil substrate actually have this component too. Solution? Have plants. They are a great natural filter who can filter away a lot of this toxic waste. Otherwise, just get a reverse osmosis filter which filter out these metal particles. Number 5. Chloramine. It is an alternative for chlorine which is toxic for shrimp but once again nothing much for human. The solution is to get a dechlorinator that includes both chlorine as well as chloramine, because some only covers chlorine and that's how chloramine seeps into the tank. Number 6. Temperature spike or temperature crash. Sometimes we may forget about weather changes and we just pour the water we have into the tank. When the water is a little bit too cold or a little bit too hot, it may just peel off the shrimp. Yeah, I know they are a very delicate creature. Number 7. pH spike or pH crash. If your water is soft water, which means it has very little potassium and calcium or this kind of compounds in your water, it means that the pH value can fluctuate a lot. And when it fluctuates to pH values below 6, for most of the shrimp, that actually just means goodbye. The solution is to throw in some oyster grit or some crushed coral so that it becomes a hard water. And if you plan to use baking soda to increase the pH level, remember to do it gradually and gently too. And lastly, watch out for nitrogen cycle. That will also affect your pH level. Number 8. Too much water change. Not that water change is bad in any way, but oftentimes this gives more space for the mistake of the pH spike and crash as well as temperature spike and crash to happen. Therefore, if you say that your ammonia level is relatively stable, maybe reduce the amount of water change. And all those time that you save from changing your water, you can use those time to smash our like button instead. Number 9. Additional medication to the tank. Maybe you want to treat a fish, maybe you want to remove some algae, but the problem with some of these substances is they contain compounds that would actually harm your shrimp like copper. Solution? Find natural solution to the problem, like using plant to control algae, or separate the sick fish into a healing tank before applying the medication. Number 10. Filtration. Maybe take a look at whether your filtration is too strong, because it may just suck your shrimp away. And if I'm a shrimp, I think this kind of death feels a little bit like a horror movie for me. The solution? Weaken your filtration with some sponge or just tweak the settings. Number 11. New plants. Some of these new plants may have pesticide or substance that would be damaging to the shrimp. The solution is to get the tank fully set up before you put the shrimp inside, because plant they would filter a lot of these toxic chemicals themselves. So if you give it about 1 to 2 months, most of the toxic chemicals would be absorbed by the plants. Number 12. Your shrimp did a ninja escape. There are some shrimps like Amano Shrimps that really like exploring beyond their tank. So they may just climb out of the tank and maybe die dehydrated somewhere in your house. Therefore, cover your tank with a lid. However, our experience is that most of the time they only want to escape when the tank environment becomes too toxic for them. So maybe check out some of the earlier reasons that we have stated. But even if your environment is still fine, cover your tank. You may have some ninja explorer shrimp inside there. Number 13. Your fish eat them. If you have a community tank like having betta fish and your shrimp, there are stories in which the bettas are perfectly fine and calm for a long period of time, but one day it just becomes manic and kills away all of these shrimp. And the way you can find out is check out whether there's remaining dead carcasses or is the fish stomach bloated. The solution is to ensure the fish and the shrimp have a separate tank. That's it. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below.